right, good afternoon everyone. Chris and Jim here with you for Hobie Fishing. Look, we hope that this message finds you all safe and well, and in particular for the anglers and those associated with us, Jim, that are down in Victoria at the moment. We do want to have a bit of a shout out to them down there. That, look, we appreciate that things are pretty rough or a little bit kind of down in the dumps, but you know, it's a necessary part of what needs to be done right now to get that COVID sort of issue in hand. But mate, with that being the case, we thought that it was no better an opportunity to have a bit of a chat about what we've got going on, and we've got some really exciting news after we get through some kind of updates with regards to the postponement from Mallacoota. So, mate, with that being said, look, we had to make a pretty hard call, but I guess a necessary call with regards to the event. I don't think there's an angler amongst us that doesn't want to get back to Coota.
No, we all do. We do.
Yeah, you know, there's a real personal connection. There's a personal affinity to the location. The support that we've been given by East Gippsland Shire Council and Visit East Gippsland, we can't thank them enough for.
Been great.
And I guess, you know, it's certainly disappointing. We understand it all. We've been through that. We did put out a bit of a poll, I guess, not that it was an official poll of sorts, but something just to say to you guys, when do you want to go back? You know, I guess restrictions pending and the like. I'd like to say that the decision was otherwise unanimous.
99 to 1?
Oh yeah, I kind of wanted to make a bit of a joke to say that, look, it's definitely August, but that would be wrong. Look, everyone has otherwise voted. It's a pretty solid vote towards getting us back to November. Yeah. The dates there, we're trying already to work with the appropriate authorities and councils and the like to get that through. Whilst they're all based down in that region, right, there's going to be super limited staff. Yep. We can't quite get in contact with everyone that we need to get in contact with.
No, that's right.
To get our permits and the like together.
But I ticked about 2 of the 3 or 4 boxes we have to tick.
Yep.
And
then we'll be up and running. But look, you don't have to be Einstein to kind of figure out the window of dates, but we'll get back to you officially. It's arguably in November, somewhere near the middle. There's only so many places that can be, but look, we'll get that sorted out. So maybe in the next, hopefully, week or so, we'll have something official back to everyone there.
Definitely.
Mate, the really exciting news outside of that is something that we've had in the planning. It's been spoken about. When are we doing this? Can this happen? What have we got to do to make this happen?
When are you doing this?
I'm going to let you say it, because I talk a lot in these things.
You do?
So, Jim, could you let everybody know what we've got planned for March 2022 as part of Series 14?
In March 2022, Series 14, Hobie Fishing will be returning to Tasmania.
There you go.
Boom.
The cat's out of the bag.
So,
mate, this has been a fairly long process for us to try and get this right. One of the great things that we're doing is that we're going to go back down to Tassie, and we're going to go back down to Tassie in conjunction with some pretty good friends at ABT.
Yeah, Steve and the crew there.
Yep.
We shared a trip back in 2016.
Yeah, I wasn't around for that one. I think I was still a dealer in town.
You were in spirit. Your trailer did the
run.
Mate,
the trailer did the run, the jerseys did the run, the jumpers did the run, and I stayed at home and held the fort. And I actually think that Daz owes me an opportunity to get back out and have a look at this. But
it's a fantastic place.
By all reports. And you gave us a bit of a run of numbers here, and I guess just to rehash a little bit of what happened down there, it was a World 6 qualifier that was on the Scamander River.
That's right. So the first round was a World 6 qualifier.
Yep.
It was fished by about 54 people, I think.
53 anglers.
I think only 2 people didn't catch fish.
There you go. That says something for the location.
Really well, and that was a closed system.
And we do have a pretty good friend of ours, as are all the anglers that do this, you know, with us. But a notable mention there to Kev Vardy.
he won it on grubs.
There you go, the grub man himself. I think the big brim on that one was 1.09 kilos. So, a very respectable fish in anyone's fishing, I guess, time for brim. But then we did go down to the swan after that. It was taken out by none other than Richard Summerton. But this is the number that really interests me, mate. 6.94 kilos.
Yep.
Better than a kilo average.
Yeah.
Big brim by Paddy Wilson.
Wilson.
Pat, wherever you might be, mate, if you're still down in the ACT, and once you see this, mate, we expect to see your name on an entry list when we get to doing all of that.
Yep.
A few of the anglers sort of didn't quite hang around for the second one.
No, because of the World's Qualifier, but this is the difference. Everything's a World's Qualifier this time. Everything, you get your AOI.
It's all happening here. Yeah. So the other opportunity is something that I guess we've discussed quite heavily with Morgo and the team, is trying to get as much bang for buck as you can to go down. So whether there's going to be a handful of the boaters, that sort of cross over into some of the kayak events in the lead up to their events, and then obviously vice versa for some of the kayakers going in and doing some non-boaters.
Yeah, and definitely that happened a lot last time.
Yep.
A lot of the kayakers went in to be non-boaters.
Yep.
And vice versa.
Yep.
We had Hicko, Morgo, and a few of the others.
Crossover both ways, and then I guess there's a lot of other fishing to be done outside the locations that we'll release shortly, but I think the guys got off to Anson's. We spoke about Prehistoric Lake. There's just all sorts of wonderful little holes down there.
There was little streams everywhere. I even went for a fish up above when they were doing the Derwent and caught little brook trout.
There you go. So
everything's there.
So hopefully some really positive news in a time for a lot of the Victorian anglers in particular that are probably doing a little bit tougher down there than most. But we're going back to Tassie, Series 14 of the Hobie Kayak Fishing Series in March 2022. And mate, with that, I think it's about time that we've dropped all our bombs. So Morgo and the team, over to you guys, and let's have a chat to those guys and see what they've got to say.
Thanks for that, Jim and Chris. And again, a pleasure to be working with Hobie. Hobie and ABT have worked with each other ever since the beginning of the Hobie kayak tournaments, back when Steve Fields was lighting the fire under all of us. Tassie, of course, has a proud tradition with ABT. Since 2006, we've been going down and seeing sometimes that snow-covered Mount Wellington feed a stream of big brim to the scales. For the boater and non-boater tournaments, I can announce the dates and venues for you. Derwent River will be Friday, Saturday, the 18th and 19th of March 2022. We have a travel day in between the two events, and we move into the St Helens event on the 22nd and 23rd of March 2022. Now, of course, at St Helens, we're going to adjust the start and finish times so that prime high tide sits right in the middle of the session and boats can access all of Georges Bay to catch those big brim. Again, thanks Hobie guys. It's great to share gear. It's great to share staff. It's great to share a great time on the Apple Isle. We will see all of you guys down there in 2022. And ABT guys, stop bugging me for the dates. You got them now.
All right, thanks Morgo. Mate, I'm sure that all of your anglers and those guys and girls that are tied up with ABT are equally as pumped as we are about the opportunity to get back to Tassie. And I guess just elaborating on that too, Jim, the dates, I guess broadly that we're looking at there is March 11 through to March 16 for our events. And then obviously you've heard the dates from Morgo as to what ABT and the team are doing.
Dates and venues from Morgo, the only thing we've just got to do is tie up a few of our loose ends again, and we will come out with some venues as well.
That's it. So the great news is it's Tassie. We're going back. We're ready to have a ball. We expect a significant increase
70, 80.
In numbers to what we've seen down there in times gone by. I don't know an angler that's been that wouldn't go back. And I don't know an angler that hasn't kicked themselves for not having been there all the way back in 2016. I think you and I and Steve and everybody that's been involved with this would have had questions year on year on year, when are we going back? You've been given your answer. It's March 2022. I don't know, be there or be square.
That's it.
Hey, let's go get out there and get amongst it. So we'll be back to you with further updates as I guess we lead into July and the Gold Coast round. That'll basically be the next time that we'll be on the ground with all of our regulars, and no better a place to do it than on the sunny Gold Coast.
With t-shirt and shorts.
There you go, not all of this. So look, thanks very much everyone. I hope you're as excited as we are. We look forward to being able to open entries and go through all of that process, and jump online, get onto the Spirit of Tasmania booking site.
Morgo is also going to free up some group bookings and stuff like that.
Yep.
So stay tuned, we'll keep you in the loop.
Yeah, it's not far away. All right everyone, take care, thanks very much. Good night.